This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
There's hundreds of years of death, blood, torture, and execution soaking the walls of this castle.
His legend grows that he became a bloodthirsty monster. Okay, a vampire, why not?
I have to get out.
He felt a very malevolent presence.
I feel like I'm shaking.
Really?
Ooh, okay.
Do you have goosebumps now?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into AmysCrypt. Tonight, Jared and I are investigating Corvin Castle. This is one of the most magnificent places we have ever visited in the world, and I must also mention one of my favourite castles from any country.
We're starting to lose light, we've got the castle to ourselves. The moon is out, not quite a full moon, but getting there. So this is a time when the vampires come out, so we're all excited, we're all ready to go.
So we've been doing a lot of filming in Romania. We've visited a lot of places with ties to the real-life Dracula, Vlad Tepes, hence the t-shirt. And yes, this place does have some ties to him.
The whole Vlad Tepes Dracula stuff aside, we've got bear pits, we've got torture dungeons here. There are a lot of really creepy places in this castle.
There's also a lot of very interesting history, folklore, and a lot to explore at this place. There are so many different areas, and I can't tell you how excited I am to investigate here. I need to make a new bucket list after this. I'm ticking too many places off.
I don't know what Amy's got planned tonight, but I'm sure she's got a few things up her sleeve. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be drawing the short straw.
But I'd be lying if I said some of the places here don't freak me out a little and scare me, so stay tuned.
This could be Romania's most haunted castle, a beautiful sight straight out of a fairy tale, but for some, this fortress has been more likened to a nightmare. For Corvin Castle has been the site of horrific torture, executions, betrayal, and even gruesome death inflicted by wild animals.
This castle starts as a very small fortress in the 13th century. So in the 1400s, as a royal custom, we call it. Most of this castle was built by John of Nadar in the 15th century, between 1440 and 1452. So most of the constructions are done in the Gothic style, which is really spectacular. Most of the towers are built by him as a defensive mechanism, but also he turns the fortress into a castle. So he builds the chapel, he builds the Great Hall, he builds the civilian spaces, like kitchens, bedrooms, stuff like that. Then his son, still in the 15th century, builds some elements of the castle. His son was Matthias Corvinus, and he was elected king of Hungary. So that is a very important owner that we had here. And then the next owner of the castle that made a fingerprint here was Gabriel Bethlen, who was a prince of Transylvania. So along the time, this castle was owned by 23 family, which means a lot of people made modifications or alterations to the monument. I think that the most tragic thing that happened here was in 1854, of course, Friday the 13th of April, when this castle was struck by lightning and it burned. But it burned for 2 weeks, and this is when we lost absolutely everything that could burn that was flammable. So that means the castle was ruined for a while, but then it was restored again. The restoration works still continue to this day. We do have some stories, or maybe call them legends, or maybe call them little gossips or whispers in the night about some ghosts that we have, or some strange things that happen here, or maybe some people that were killed or tortured. So of course, like all the castles in this world, we do have a dungeon. There's some peasants that forgot to pay their taxes, or some peasants that rebelled. Do you guys know the term hajduk? That is a very Slavonic, I think, term, which means highwaymen. Yeah, that's the equivalent in English, highwaymen. The area that we call today the bear pit was used to house bears. 10 peasants every day were thrown at the bears to be eaten alive, which I very much doubt. That means you lose your workforce. But if somebody did something illegal, or if somebody needed to be punished by death, you would throw them at the bears to be eaten alive. Or the bears would be released if ever an enemy would come to attack the castle. They would help to protect the castle as well.
But the castle is also well known for its ties to Vlad Tepes, better known as Vlad the Impaler, or the real-life inspiration for Dracula. In fact, Corvin Castle has a stronger claim to the title of Dracula's castle than others who use this name, for Vlad is known to have actually spent time here, with some rumours existing that this was the place he developed his insatiable bloodlust, and where he was imprisoned in a small dungeon beneath the floor of a grand hall, though his actual imprisonment has been debated.
Vlad the Impaler or Vladislav II's ties to Transylvania and to this castle were through John of Fenedora. Remember I told you about the guy that builds some of, or most of the castle. We do know that he was one of John of Fenedora's proteges. Right before he died, John of Fenedora sent a troop of mercenaries to help Vlad gain his throne in Wallachia. So we know he was in his entourage, he was his protege, he was a prince of Wallachia. He would be here quite a lot, maybe partying, maybe, you know, talking to his mentor, you know, learning how to do battle, how to rule a country. His legend grows and he became a bloodthirsty monster. Okay, a vampire, why not, according to some people. Maybe he spent some time here as a myth, why not? And there is a legend that says that Vlad Tepes spent some time here as a prisoner of John of Fenedora, and we do have a space under a floor, like a dungeon, like a prison room, where, according to legend, he spent some time there, cursing his fate and impaling mice. That is, it's a very powerful legend that we cannot change that. I don't think we'll ever be able to change people's minds about that particular space.
Needless to say, this castle has a long history of hauntings. The ghost of Anna, a woman tortured and then beheaded in the courtyard, remains. Then there is a spirit of a monk, walled up alive within a tower, while many others' souls seem to have been trapped within this stone castle fortress.
I think it's 1920s or so. There's a bunch of journalists that want to spend the night because they are looking for ghosts. The second day they report they're very, very scared, and they report really strange noises, chains rattling, furniture flying off, chairs were being destroyed, wooden chairs were being destroyed, and they actually felt a very malevolent presence. Something was really, really dark that was going on. And then the next night they came back and nothing happened. So that was also very weird for them. If you ask the guards that spend the night here in the castle, they will report sometimes some strange lights float around, or maybe some noises, or maybe some throwing the door closed, or maybe sometimes like within the corner of your eyes you would see a woman dressed in white who's not supposed to be there. All kinds of presence.
With so many ghost stories swirling about Corvin Castle, we couldn't help but investigate these claims for ourselves, and our findings would be some of our most chilling to date. So if you're ready to take on the most haunted medieval castle in Romania with us, hit like, subscribe, and let's kick things off.
Jared!
We made it!
Oh my god, we wanted to start out here because this is just very special for Jared and I. Look. We have this whole castle to ourselves.
It's like a castle from a Disney movie. It is probably the grandest castle we've ever investigated.
And the legends here are so creepy.
Yes, it has a lot of ghost stories. I'm really, really, really excited to investigate this one.
Also guys, make sure you are liking and subscribing because we have so much content coming. It's unbelievable, just like this place.
I think we should get started. We've got a lot to cover. This place is huge. There's so many stories, so many ghost stories to cover. Let's get in there.
We're gonna have to split up at some point.
I knew it.
So we're locked in.
Let me check. We're locked in.
That's some big ass door there. But we have the castle to ourselves now. We just did a really good interview. I feel like I learned a lot about this place that separates myth from fact and history, which we can talk about as we go through, but I am so keen to investigate.
This place is humongous. There are so many rooms. I don't think we're going to be able to cover the whole lot tonight, but we're going to do our best. Rolling the old ghost tube.
I just hit roll on GhostTube. We do have the Romanian language set up, but there would have been so many languages spoken here.
When in Rome, mania.
Righto, Jared. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is epic.
Oh my god, you don't even need night vision. I can see the grandness of this castle already. Fun fact, if you've seen our video from a few years ago at this place, you will know that this is also where they filmed part of The Nun. The movie The Nun, you know, that horror movie?
And it's a spectacular filming location. They have filmed a number of movies here, other than The Nun too. But actually, one of the most prominent ghost stories, which I only found out about tonight, centers on this courtyard. And it has to do with a rather brutal decapitation.
Anna Candy was married to the owner at the time of the castle. We're talking about the Turok family. We're talking the 1520s. After a while being married, she became bored, and so she decides to take a lover who was the captain of the guards. But she makes the mistake of actually falling in love with this guy, and she makes the mistake of actually writing him little letters, little dear Johns. One day, the owner of the castle comes back a little bit early than expected, and he actually sees a page boy going out of the lady's room with a bunch of papers, and among those papers there were these little love notes that Anna wrote to her lover. The husband formally accuses Anna of adultery, which was apparently quite a serious crime at the time. If you're very, very lucky, you end up in a monastery as a nun. If you're very unlucky like Anna, you end up like her. Officially, Anna denies the accusation, so she's taken to the torture or the executioner's room, and she was pressed into that, what we call today the chair of Judas, which is a normal chair with hundreds of spikes. And so she's pressed in that chair, and after several seconds she says that she has a declaration to make. So she says that yes, she did commit adultery because she was not minded by her husband. So the husband drags her by her hair into the yard where the execution space was. He asks the executioner to decapitate her with his sword. It does happen, so she's decapitated and she's left lying there. Then the master's hunting dogs start to eat her. 3 days after the event, they just gathered the pieces and tossed her in a pit, not in a consecrated ground because she was such a great sinner. And because the circumstances of her death, she's still here. She hangs around waiting for her captain of the guards to come and rescue her. But what she didn't know was that her lover was being drawn and quartered. So he was tied to 4 horses, and the horses were made to run, and he was dragged all around the area for kilometers, for miles. No, apparently he is not here, but Anna is still around.
But we also have another rather interesting story that centers here on this well. So this well is quite famous for the castle, and it has to do with a betrayal and murder of 3 Turkish prisoners.
So you also know that John of Nadara fought a lot against the Ottoman Turks, who were the enemy at the time. So after one of his really successful battles against the Turks, John of Nadara brings here 3 prisoners, and he promises them that if they dig this well and if they actually find the water, he would release them. So of course the Turks dug for water, but they did it for 15 years. 30 meters deep, they actually reached the water, but in the meantime, John had died, and his wife decided not to release the prisoners, but even more, to behead them. They said that the Turks wrote a message on a piece of stone. In Romanian it's apă ai, inimă n-ai. It also rhymes. It's like reproach that they did their job, but they were not released.
Digging a well for 15 years, I can't think of a worse punishment. I think I'd rather die.
Well, in the end, they literally dug for that long and then they did die. It's really not fair.
One of the reasons I really like this story though is because there are still remnants of the story that show that it's actual factual as well. It's not just myth.
Yeah, so we have a little inscription up on the wall just over here. Basically says something along the lines of, now you have water, but you have no soul. But in more recent years, they also found an inscription, apparently, which I didn't know until tonight, that was down the well, that one of those Turkish prisoners allegedly must have carved into the stone there.
Let me get a good proper look at this. There it is. They've got a little arrow pointing to it. Obviously I can't read it because it's in Turkish, right? You may have water, but you have no soul or heart or whatever it is. You know what? It's actually a really deep well as well.
As well? The well?
There, you can see a little spot at the end there.
Well.
I know, it's really deep. They did a good job.
Well, they hit water. They didn't think they would, but they did. It's like an impossible task that they're like, yeah, they'll never get that done.
So are there any myths or legends, or is it believed that their spirits haunt this area?
I don't know about them actually haunting the area, but you think a death like that, a kind of betrayal, like unfinished business, I'd bloody haunt here. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, maybe it leaves like an imprint or something like that. Whoa, best view in the house. And it's all out. Whoa, look at my shadows up there.
What?
I cast like 2 shadows. That is creepy. Sorry.
You know what? What's up here is probably maybe even worse than the well story. This, Jared, is the bear pits. So if we look up, beautiful, magnificent, spectacular, gorgeous castle. But down here, pits of hell. Just walk a bit further to it. Cat.
Cat?
That's random because we were literally talking about cats earlier.
We were. I don't think it was on camera though. Yeah, we were talking about cats earlier for some reason. I don't even know how we got into the topic, but we were actually told that there was there's a generation of cats and one recently passed away.
That like live and are related to this castle, yeah. It's like someone's listening to us.
Maybe the spirits are upset about the cats passing, but maybe not, because wouldn't the cat join the ghost world? I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyway, the bear pits. If you didn't pay your taxes or you're arrested for committing some crime, you could be thrown in the bear pits. You literally were put in this pit down here with a bear, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think you're f***ed. You go toe to toe with a bear. Down here, look at this tiny little space. You are not coming back out in one piece. You're probably coming out in the bear poo.
I'm assuming this ladder also wasn't there back in the day.
No, there's no doors down there either. I think once you're in, you're in. But this is just one layer of the dark history here, the torture, like the history of being like a prison, a jail, I guess. The freaking bear pit.
Yeah. You know what as well? I get the feeling, this might not be true, but I get the feeling with all of this walkway around the bear pits as well, it was probably somewhat of a spectacle.
People would watch, you reckon?
Maybe.
Oh,
they did in
God.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, didn't Jamie Lannister and Brienne go against a bear?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at the moon, Jared.
Oh, it looks cool. I actually got a good shot of the moon earlier. Overlay. See? Looks really good.
We're now making our way over to the castle's chapel, which is actually quite beautiful. This is so cool. And we've never been able to come down here before. We've only ever been able to go along the balcony at the top. So to get down here is really cool. And as I mentioned, it's quite beautiful, but I have heard stories of the doors here opening and closing on their own. So I don't know if there could be some kind of energy or anyone around.
Can I do a door test to see if the door opens and closes automatically? So if I open it,
Right.
oh, it sort of closes. Okay.
That wouldn't open though, surely.
If it opened, it would be more impressive, put it that way.
But we do have another area here that is said to be haunted that involves, I guess, a religious aspect, in particular a monk.
Thirsty.
You're thirsty. Interesting that.
You and I both. It is hot.
Obviously, like, it is hot. I would say thirst could definitely be related to, say, prisoners.
Yeah, like maybe, yeah, you're hungry or thirsty. Dracula fans are probably going to be like, thirsty for blood. But I don't think that's the case.
Heck yes. We're now going to make our way through the castle and head towards what is known as the Capistrano Tower.
Grandmother!
Grandmother.
Unde este?
Where is it? It's like they're talking amongst themselves. Not gonna lie, the stairs, the heat, the humidity is killing me. Struggling.
Me too, yes. It's really hot and I am thirsty.
You know, coming up the stairs, we had the word grandmother, and then another response as we walked up more stairs saying, where is it? And I don't know, I get the feeling that spirit's talking amongst themselves, but I don't know why I feel that way. Where we are now is the council hall, so important conversations would have taken place here. It's also architecturally chef's kiss. It is really beautiful in here too, but it does kind of connect to and tie into the legend of the Capistrano Tower.
Giovanni da Capistrano, who was a Franciscan friar, who actually did his job as a priest in the chapel, they say, and he was also John of Nodora's friend and actually a confessor. His little room was inside the tower that we call today the Capistrano Tower, and they also the legend says that there's a like a hole, like a funnel in the wall, and if you place your ear right next to that, you can hear whatever is discussed into the council hall. And if ever John of Hunadara was not present during his nobles' meetings, the priest was, listening in for him. And he would report whatever was happening in the council to his master. The master never liked whatever was reported, then he would chop off the noble's ears or maybe in the nose, or he would mark them as a liar or somebody that cannot be trusted and then send them away.
I'm not sure how.
Again, I just feel like they're talking amongst themselves and it's like, they don't know how to use this.
Do you want me to translate you?
Yeah. Come close to my hand and use your energy. You might be able to talk to us.
Apropie-te de mâna mea și folosește energia, s-ar putea să ne poți vorbi.
We're now walking up to the Capistrano Tower. It's quite pretty in here.
You know what's weird? False memory. We visited here 5 years ago, right? I thought this fireplace was there.
You know what, this fireplace is interesting. Last time we were here, we picked up a really weird voice that almost sounded like a whispering EVP. Because we were here in the day, I can't say it wasn't a tourist, but I do recall there were some people who commented on it who are actually from Romania and said, hey, I think it sounds like someone saying dark, darkness, or it's dark, something along those lines. And it was sort of as I dipped my camera to look in this very fireplace. Gross and spooky.
So from memory, yeah, I think we thought we heard something in English, but then it was just sounded like that, right? But it may have been a Romanian translation. That's pretty cool as well, given the story of this place, or the myths and legends at least.
So there is a legend about a monk, where we were told the monk, who was actually of historical importance, right, could listen into the council chamber from this room. Like, they could actually listen to the conversations that were happening down in the council hall. But the legend is that a monk was eavesdropping on the people in the council hall, got caught out, and then walled up inside this tower, and people see their ghost.
So that's more a myth, but I mean, who knows? He definitely was, historically, this room could have been used to listen in on the council, so it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know how or what was used, like press the ear up against to hear down. That is very fitting.
What did it say?
Trapped. That
Trapped.
is very fitting. If you're walled up in a castle, which is like a very traditional like ghost story type thing, being walled up in a castle wall, right?
That is freaky, actually. You know what's weird? It sort of reminds me of the story at the Tower of London as well, when the two young boys
princes,
walled up in the wall. That is crazy that came through.
And because we just happened to be up here talking about it as well. Like, you can come back up to my hand. Fire.
Fireplace?
Also, this place did burn down. It was struck by lightning and burnt for like 2 weeks.
I feel like we're getting much more relevant responses in this room.
Yeah, I'm interested in this room. Also, there's this like little walled up area in here. I'm not saying that's where the skeleton of a monk will exist, but maybe that's where legends come from, you know?
They said that the monk was able to listen in on the council meetings, right? It's curious that this wall here actually does, this wall backs onto the council hall, and there's like a little seating area here. I wonder if this has something to do with that, like maybe this is where he would sit while he listened, or...
Yeah, you hold that. Bună.
Bună. Would you like to take a seat with me? Have a little bit of a listen.
We're now going to walk through the courtyard once again, which of course has a very prominent ghost story.
Ooh.
This is actually such a cool but creepy art installation.
Ooh.
I feel like this one's my favourite.
Do you want to go through in there?
Oh.
What?
What the? Courtyard.
It just said courtyard?
Yeah.
No way.
It just said it. It didn't say the English, but it was like Corte, which is Romanian for courtyard.
Interestingly, the courtyard holds a significance too, with the story of Anna.
This was a rather unexpected but very relevant response to collect just as we were passing through the courtyard. But without much else happening, we moved on to what is known as the Hall of Knights.
I think this is my favourite room, to be honest. The Knights Hall. These arched ceilings and all the weapons and armour. Little candle holders. It's so cool.
Candelabras.
Yeah. That echo.
Hello. Do you think I would fit into this armour? Like, I wouldn't say I'm a big guy, but in movies, the soldiers that wear armour are always really big guys. But I don't know, I reckon I could fit in that.
Sure, so could I though. I reckon I could fit that axe in my hand. Yeah. You know what's in this room?
I actually don't. I actually can't believe it.
We gotta go in there. We're actually allowed to. Actually makes me a bit worried to go in there, to be honest. It's that trapdoor over there. sub-under. So what is under here? A little basement room with a lot of legend tied to it, actually. I don't think anyone's really investigated this place for many, many years. No one goes down here, allegedly. Like, I think the last person down there was like Zach Bagans during their Romania special, I don't know how many years ago. I'm gonna go in though.
The basement I speak of here has gained infamy, as many believe it was used as a prison cell for Vlad Tepes, better known as Vlad the Impaler. It's said to be the place he grew mad in poor conditions, feasting on the blood of rats to survive and developing his lust for cruelty. Historically, it seems unlikely Vlad was actually held here, but the stories prevail, and many say this is quite a paranormally active location, which I personally had to see for myself.
Is that bird poo I see?
That is a lot of pigeon sh**.
Are you sure you want to go down there?
No. Is this attached? Oh, there's all cobwebs too. Oh my god. How am I going to do this? There's literally nothing here I want to touch. There's a bird down here. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god.
What's down there?
Oh my god. Oh,
What?
I have to get out.
Why?
There's pigeons. This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
You alright down there?
I don't really like it. I'm gonna have a freak out. Don't move. Is that you moving?
Yeah, sorry, I'll stop.
This is where I just crawled down because I want to show everyone. What did that say?
Prisoner.
No.
Or it could also be about, I mean, right next to this hall is also that dungeon torture area we haven't been to yet as
This
well.
is a dungeon through this brick here. I feel like I'm shaking as well. Let me show you though. Sorry, I keep trying to show. Okay, there's this ruined ledge here. And then there's a drop. Oh my god, something's touching the back of my hair.
What?
Something's touching the back of my hair. I can't move. I think I'm paralyzed in fear. This isn't, I don't think this is paranormal, this is birds, guys. There's literally a bird here. And there's one, I don't know, it's blending in, but there's another one over here. There's at least two down here with me. Or maybe it's up there. What's that? I'm also in pitch black. Yep, it's looking at me. I think I need to get out.
Alright, do you want me to help you out?
Oh, hang on. I'll just show you one more thing. This is probably how the birds get in. This is the exterior of the castle, so that's a sheer drop out there.
Just for reference, here's where I was standing at this point in time.
I don't think I can get out. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Give me some hand sanitizer. Stat. Jared needs to close that hole for good, forever. It's heavy. Well, that was weird because the responses we got, I feel like something touched the back of my hair down there, but I am very scared of birds, so I just crawled into a hole that had at least 2 pigeons in it. I know that sounds stupid to most people, but it was very scary for me. Like, I feel like if they just flapped, like, they would just come at me and they couldn't get out, and I couldn't get out. I need to move away from now.
I feel like guys, Amy's been going on about this bloody hole and that she really wants to go in there. As soon as we open the door, all the birds, I'm actually pretty proud of you. I thought you were going to back out.
I feel like crying. And I feel very tense, like my whole chest, like my heart is very tense.
I feel like this whole trip you've been like, I want to go in there, only Zach Bagans has been in there, no one else has been in there.
Well, I did it, but now I want to cry. I don't want to do anything else.
Check off that box. You know what though? So while you were down there, I got the word prisoner. It's interesting because I guess that is actually a good segue into the dungeon area.
Let's go
The holding
there.
cells and the actual torture area.
Surprisingly, I feel safer there, so let's go. This, Jared, you read that?
The dungeon Borderton? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Whoa. Whoa!
I nearly joined the ghosts of the castle.
Amy nearly died in the dungeon. True story.
Anyway, this is a suspended prisoner in chains inside a massive cage. And they did jail people here, so this is horrific to see, you know?
Can I just say, I mean, this guy's hanging from chains. Is the cage really necessary?
I don't think this bloke is going anywhere.
This is only half of it though, right?
Oh, there's so much
There's
to see.
another half.
I actually get more vibes in this side. Do not know why. I mean, it does have a lot more implements to inflict pain and suffering, literally what torture dungeons are for. And a few mannequins. You gotta have the mannequins in your dungeon, right? Look at this.
Oh, I've seen this one before. I actually reckon we've seen this. Maybe Bran had a replica of this as well. Except they had wood in their replica. This has actually got the metal spikes. So you would be sitting on metal spikes.
That is what we were told Anna was tortured in to get her confession of adultery to.
That's one thing I never really understood about like torture confessions. It's like, I feel like with enough pain and torture, anyone will confess to anything.
That's why we've got court of law these days.
Amen to the modern justice system, that is for sure. This is pretty cool. I don't know if this is an original or a replica, but it looks pretty good. And I've seen a few of these.
Yeah, some of this looks legit. You want to go down this dark hole first?
Yes. I'm actually not scared about what's down here because I've been down here. I'm more scared about falling because the steps are really narrow. Oh no, Ames.
What?
There's a bird feather down here.
No, don't say it.
Dun dun dun!
Ugh, not pleasant. How's it hanging though? Bona? Is anyone just going to be like, hello, I'm being tortured?
Yeah, I don't think they'd be overly happy. Should I get the translator out? Hello, my name is Jared and this is Amy. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
No.
Bună, numele meu este Jared și aceasta este Amy.
It said Iragu. That was all it said though, so I'm going to assume that is a name.
Yeah, on GhostTube the translation feature, if there's no translation, normally it's a name, so that must be like a male or a female name or something.
Just as we began to reach out, we received a response that is a traditional name in Romania, with the name's origins meaning earth worker or farmer. Kind of interesting considering we were in a dungeon where peasants would have largely been punished.
It's kind of like it was saying hello to us and like, here's my name.
It was before the translation read out what we said, but yeah, maybe they did understand what we said.
Here's the thing, guys. A lot of people say you need to reach out to the ghosts in their specific language. But then on the flip side, there's a belief that ghosts can transcend language and communicate just via energy. And from our investigations, we've investigated a lot of places all around the world. We've had direct responses in English, but we've also had responses come through in the native tongue that viewers on my YouTube channel have helped us to translate, which is always awesome. And even on some of our past investigations here in Romania, we've used the translate feature to kind of pull a bit more meaning out of what was said and translate in the moment. And it's meant something.
Is that your name, Iaragu? Thank you. Let me get this translator out again.
Mulțumesc.
Can you tell us how long you've been down here for?
Ne poți spune de cât timp ești aici?
Can you tell us what was your crime?
Ne poți spune care a fost crima ta?
That just said threat. I just asked what was your crime and it said threat.
Maybe they want to threaten us. Maybe they were threatening someone. Maybe this is a freaking threat. Look what's going on here.
Again, I asked in English and we got that response before the translation had read out my question in Romanian.
It's interesting. Leave a comment what your beliefs are around the paranormal and language barrier.
With responses now falling flat in the dungeon, we moved back upstairs to the Capistrano Tower, where a monk is said to haunt after being enclosed alive within the castle's walls. Here, we'd perform an Estes, seeing Jared wear noise-cancelling headphones while listening to a spirit box and relaying what he hears come through, while I asked questions he couldn't hear. Additionally, Jared would wear GhostTube Lens to digitally scribe visual white noise to further induce a trance-like state. If you'd like to try out Lens for yourself, check the links below, but now, let's jump into investigating.
Ready?
Ready? Hello, my name is Amy.
I don't know.
What don't you know?
It's here.
What's here? Can you talk to me using this man?
Poți să vorbești cu mine folosind acest om.
Just two.
Who? My name is Amy, this is Jared.
Can you talk?
Yes? Come and talk to me, please.
Here, for context, you're about to see a hand gesture Jared makes to me, indicating he has heard a foreign response, which I must then translate using my phone. We've since figured out an easier way to conduct sessions like this, but for this video, we did our best.
Ipara.
That means it's rare. He just said it's rare.
Here, I decided to swap over some of our cat balls to test if one was faulty, as it was continuously flashing.
Now guys, I am gonna...
He.
He...
I just felt something run up to me.
That would just be me. I'm not very good at the translate thing, guys.
Perfect.
Oh, I am good, thank you. I'm trying my hardest.
I'll make you.
You'll make me what? I just swapped that cat ball and it's going off again. That confirms there's something there to me. Can you light up another ball, please?
Poți să aprinzi o altă minge, te rog.
Shut Valley.
That means barley shot. It could be trying to say something shot, you know. That same ball is going off. That's quite interesting. Can you go to the red light, please?
Mulțumesc.
And what's a mesk? That means thank you. I know that one. Bună. Is somebody here trapped? Are you trapped?
Ești prins în capcană.
Fanzo.
Slot.
I thought there was supposed to be a holy man here.
Vlad put.
Vlad can.
I feel like he might not have said Vlad necessarily, but it's so interesting that the phone has heard Vlad. Obviously there is ties to Vlad here. Do you know Vlad Tepes?
El año.
Melanie.
Again, it heard that as a name.
Two of us.
Two of us.
We are here.
Is there a monk here?
Este vreun călugăr aici.
Which one?
Oh, it's almost like which one of the two that is here is the monk.
Here.
So my name is
Bona.
Amy. This is Jared. Bona.
Bona.
Hi.
I know Bona. Can you walk up to any of these lights on the floor here? They won't hurt you. If you go up to them, they'll make noise. Light up pretty colours.
Dear God.
Can you pray for me? Please don't be afraid to talk to us.
You should.
Vă rog, nu vă fie frică să vorbiți cu
No.
noi.
Look at him.
No. Don't be afraid to talk to us, please. I am a friend.
Sunt un prieten.
What do we look like to you?
Cum vă arătăm?
I can hear.
Same position, couple. Okay, you can hear me. Excellent.
Here.
Who's here?
I'm near.
Who is this? You're near? Near him or me?
It's under.
What is under? Oh,
Saloi.
Hall.
that means hall. Oh my god. Mulțumesc.
You're welcome.
Wow, that.
Postratium.
Christian post.
Okay, this is getting really weird all of a sudden. What's under? And then it answered me, hall, which is literally like part of the legend. They were listening into the council hall, which is under. And then he said something in Romanian, which translates to Christian post. Not sure of the religion. They say monk or like a holy man would have been up here. I don't know if that would be Christian.
This string of words was incredible. We'd received the response, it's under, followed by the Romanian word for hall, which is correct given the council hall is directly beneath us, which is where the monk is said to have listened in on nobles before getting walled up to die. Then Jared answers me after thanking him by saying, you're welcome, before stating Christian post. I'm not sure what this refers to, but given the religious connections, it was interesting.
Who? What?
Dracula.
Dracula.
No.
No, okay. Don't Dracula.
Chucky.
Chucky. Okay, some of these words we're not being able to translate, whether that's Jared's poor pronunciation.
Vlad.
Vlad Dracula, Tepes.
Coming. You're stupid.
Thanks.
12-8.
Is Vlad here?
Vlad este aici.
This is weird.
Leave.
Are you telling me to leave or do you want to leave?
Liech.
Bats.
Are there bats here? Liech. Jared will think that's weird because he hates bats. Also Dracula. Okay. Are you a vampire?
Are we
Yeah.
good now? So did that experiment work, the whole translation thing?
You're going to think it's pretty weird.
This had certainly been an interesting session, with a mix of responses in English and Romanian, but we now decided to move back towards the courtyard, where we felt drawn to earlier in the night. Plus, we really wanted to attempt to connect with Anna, but we'd also invite our guide to join us and help with translations, as we'd been having some difficulty keeping a conversation flowing. In addition, we'd also set up a GhostTube SLS camera near the well to monitor for figures and other activity in this space.
So guys, we thought that we would investigate the courtyard now because obviously there's that story of Anna, but we found out from Delia, who works here, that there's a skeleton that has been found here. Can't conclusively say it is Anna, but there is some interesting things about the skeleton, right?
Yeah, we did an archaeological excavation outside the castle ground. So it's definitely not in a cemetery. We do not know that if ever there was a cemetery in that area. And we found a skeleton without the head. As an archaeologist, I will never be able to tell you that we found Anna because we have absolutely no proof. That's just some series of coincidences. But it is a skeleton not in a cemetery without anything, so as we call inventory, as in buttons or jewelry or coin that would accompany the soul, as the Christians think. In my experience, I think, again, not scientifically proven because I was not able to do any measurements or stuff. It looks a female skeleton, so that is another coincidence. It looks like a mature one, maybe 40 or 50 years old. So, but also some post-mortem marks on the bones, some staining on the bones. So that means maybe it was buried without a casket or something. It is a very strange. Again, I cannot confirm that is Anna, but the circumstances are very weird for that skeleton. It's definitely a historical one, so we did not stumble into a murder scene or something more gruesome. So that is quite interesting, and we are looking forward to actually analyzing that skeleton with the forensic anthropologist to do some testing, maybe some DNA, maybe. So maybe we will sometime in the near future we will be able to have more answers.
I mean, it's a huge coincidence considering, you know, the stories of Anna.
Yeah.
And then to find that in close proximity to the castle, whether it is her or not, we don't know. But before we would run GhostTube Box, so we've got Delia to...
That was maybe a bird.
Oh no, don't tell Amy that.
I would prefer if it was a ghost, actually.
It was a ghost.
So we've got Delia to box. So we've got Delia to. So my name is Amy. I'm here tonight with Jared, and we have Delia here, who is here a lot, and you probably know. So if there is anyone around, we would really love to talk to you tonight. If you could come close to these lights in my hands, maybe you can use your energy to talk to us. Is there someone here? Can we have a name, please?
I don't.
Stories is what I heard. You don't have a name? You can also come up to any of these lights on the floor. They won't hurt you. They might light up and make some noise, and that just lets us know that you're here.
Prince?
Yeah.
But I'm getting English, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something, Delia, that you've ever wanted to ask Anna? Or...
Yeah, but not William.
Or no.
I want to talk to John.
You could try and talk to anyone. Like, I know it might sound silly.
Yeah,
but
I feel
like,
really silly right now.
This is what we do all
And
the
again,
time.
I feel
like,
really, broken into. Like, my scientific mind obviously is very skeptical, but my romantic heart obviously really wants to talk to John.
Okay. John, if you can hear my voice, can you come through? We're trying to give you a way to talk to us. Do you have a message for us?
That is the name, Fotino. That is the name of a very famous actor of ours. Not in the world, but it's very old. He died a long time ago. So Fotino, that is his name.
Okay.
That's the first thing that I really, really recognize.
Can you tell me what room I am pointing at?
When I was in the village. That's what he said, very clearly.
Oh, when I was in the village?
Yeah.
Who are we talking to? Would this be referred to as a village, or?
It was a village at some point or another, yeah.
Yeah. What were you doing in the village? I heard back off. Yeah, I'm obviously primed to hear English, but I heard back off.
Yeah,
scary.
Maybe.
We continued questioning for some time, but received nothing else of interest, with responses completely falling silent. That is until we swapped up, with Jared leading the questioning in case a man was better able to connect.
Right.
Frate. Oh, that's brother.
Brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
See?
okay.
Talking to a dude.
A guy holds it and it just happened. I told you. I told you.
Brother.
That was very clear again.
Okay.
Very clear.
So what's brother, sorry? How do you
Frate.
Frate?
Yeah, you could, if he's maybe, hopefully your age or something,
Frate.
maybe, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are we speaking with?
He tried to say something.
Can you repeat or?
Again, when I was at...
The village.
No, not the village. When I was at...
Where were you at?
Isund. I'm here.
Ooh,
Really?
Okay.
Do you have goosebumps now?
Yeah. Oh my God.
When I was at, where were you? I'm here. Are you here? Okay. Who's here?
Ask whereabouts.
Whereabouts?
Unde ești?
I've been hearing, so maybe they can hear us.
Yeah, that was in English. I've been hearing there. Oh. Okay. Can you tell us about this courtyard here? Can you tell us about what happened or any notable events, anything?
Puțin, a little.
A little. A little. Can you tell us a little bit more? A little. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Can you tell us what happened here, or what is this castle meaning? Why is this castle meaningful to you?
Ești cavaler? Are you a knight? Ești servitor? Are you a servant?
Prisonier?
Prisonier?
Prisonier? I did say it right.
Sort of.
Gone again now.
Right. Weird.
Quiet now.
Although we'd had a few little nibbles as far as responses, at a certain point they once again stopped altogether. So we decided to split up and investigate different places, with myself sitting in the former dungeon and torture chamber, wearing GhostTube Lens while running GhostTube Seer, which could produce imagery based off of environmental readings interpreted by AI, but also wearing noise amplifying lucid headphones to potentially hear EVPs live in the moment. Meanwhile, Jared explored the area around the bear pits and well, while monitoring the space with a thermal imaging camera.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay guys, I'm rolling on a seer session.
I've just left Amy alone in the dungeon torture area. One area we haven't investigated really tonight is the well and the bear pits, and I really wanted to because there is that story of the Hungarian prisoners that supposedly dug this well and then obviously had their freedom taken away from them once they were finished. So I really wanted to come here. It's got a really cool story. My favorite story. The bear pit's gruesome, so I've set up a thermal down there and I'm gonna walk there now, but I'm actually at the well right now. So I might just whack out GhostTube while I'm doing this to see if we get any words come through.
And I'm already getting an image through. Oh my god. I've got 1, 2, 3 very creepy faces. They look sick, ill and deformed, and then I also have something to the left that looks like something hanging on the wall, like a paddle or a mirror. The faces just look very ill, I guess.
This image is quite abstract and a little scary. Reflecting on it now, I'd say one of the most prominent features of the image is human heads that look dead. At least 2 of these heads appear to be women, and again, it makes me think of the story of Anna being decapitated by her husband in the 1500s. And that's after being tortured into a confession, which likely occurred in the room I'm sitting within. What do you think this could all mean?
I can hear absolutely everything too because I have the lucid headphones on. They just amplify everything around me.
If there is anyone here that's been sort of watching us do our thing all night and you're able to understand me, can you please come up to the device in my hands, come close to me? You might be able to make it make a noise, you might be able to make it generate a word. It might just let me know that you're here and that you're willing to talk. Maybe you can tell me about this well.
So if there's somebody in this dungeon, in this torture chamber, my name's Amy. Maybe we were talking to you earlier. Can you come close to me and maybe show me something? Okay, I feel like I heard something. There's someone here, can you make a louder noise for me? Or show me something?
I just got a magnetic spike. Hang on. There is a metal like handrail here. Alright, debunked. So for all you skeptics out there, we do debunk our magnetic spikes. So right now guys, I am where the site of what is now, or what is referred to as the bear pits. I do have a thermal camera going. Hey, now you can see me. I really just wanted to walk around with GhostTube, see if we get any words. Because I don't have Amy here, it's a bit hard for me to translate, so I'm just gonna walk around and enjoy the view and see what we get. I do feel bad for Amy because she's got the worst of these 2 locations. I'm outside, I'm like in the nice fresh air. She's in that musky dungeon. God knows what's going on down there.
Can't tell you how nerve-wracking this is doing this and being noise amplified, but not being able to see anything. I feel like I just heard a voice as well. It's like a lady screaming maybe. Okay. Can you show me what I just heard? Okay, something is forming. It very much reminds me of this room. the floor, it's like that stone castle-like floor, and then there's these blobs on the floor. When they were forming, I swear they were turning like a bit green, but now that they're formed, they're red, like, I don't want to say blood or body parts, or, yeah, that's disturbing. And I do feel like I heard someone scream right before I was shown that. Now I'm getting like little pinpricks all over my body. Oh my God. If there's someone around or someone in this room, can you make a noise? Whisper something to me or show me something? You guys are not going to believe this. It looks like more stone floor or wall and more blood on the floor. 2 images very, very similar in a row, and I'm in a dungeon. Like, it almost looks like an organ or something in the middle as well. That is pretty wild to me as well. Disturbing. I can't give you much more. Like, it's so similar. Blood on a dungeon floor. I am in a dungeon.
These 2 images to come through back to back looking so similar is insane. It's something that has never happened for us while using GhostTube Seer before or since. It's so improbable that this could occur that I feel it must be significant. Could they relate to the beheading of Anna, or just the history of this area of the castle being linked to torture? We're really unsure.
Can you tell me about the bear pits? Can you tell me about this place? Or about yourself even? Maybe your name.
Are you showing me something that happened here? Is there something else that you can show me from this castle? Maybe show me you, what you actually look like. Maybe you can describe the clothes that you wore or wear. Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me. My chair just shifted on the floor and it was so loud for me.
It's really weird, guys, like it might just be because I'm outside, but I feel like the energy from inside the Capistrano Tower and the Courtyard is much different to out here. It feels free and open out here. And I know that's not the case because people literally were put in these bear pits to die. But it just feels like, it would have been a shame for the prisoners that were in there because they could see freedom above them, but they couldn't reach it.
Oh, I have another image. This one I would say is quite abstract. Could be like maggots or worms. It looks like some kind of organic mass. It's hard to say what that is. Like wormy, maggoty mess. It's just like twitching and moving. Okay, thank you. I don't know what this means. I want to see you though. I can't see with my eyes right now because I'm in a dark room. You have to come close to me here to show me what you look like.
Oh my God. I think we have bats. We have bats, we have bats, we have bats.
Here.
Here. I just got the word here. Who's here? H? When we were in the courtyard, we also got I'm here. Someone said I'm here as well. I'm pretty sure.
I soon. I'm here.
Ooh,
Really?
okay.
There is a prisoner. I thought I had movement, like a tap or something. Okay. This is really freaky. So I'm seeing, I want to describe it as a cold, dark room. It's very grey. There is a doorway. Within the doorway, I can't really tell, but it kind of looks like there's like some sort of creature or being in there kind of peering out. But also within the room, like I would be within the room, and there's something in this room with me to the left of the door, and it looks like it's got claws, or it looks really freaky. And I have been asking you for you to show yourself. Is that how you see yourself? I know right behind me there's a door, right in front of me there's a door.
I don't know if it's depicting either. I've got goosebumps too. I don't know if it's depicting either of those doors. Got goosebumps head to toe. I don't know if because that image was so freaky or just like there's something around.
Don't come in. Well, I actually don't think I can get into the bear pit. I'm not coming down there, no. That's almost like a warning. And it sort of sounded like a choky voice, like, don't come in. I'm not... Who is she? If you're referring to the lady that's in the dungeon, then her name's Amy. Amy doesn't have any translating right now, so interestingly, if someone's trying to talk to her, she won't be able to respond. Or maybe you want to come stand here next to me. If you do, we might be able to see on the camera we have over there. They won't know what a camera is. I really shouldn't be holding Amy's phone over the edge like this. This is her phone, she would kill me if she knew I was doing this. If I drop it, there's no getting it back. Right, I'm gonna head to the well now again. You're welcome to follow. I wanna know a little bit more about that well. I've heard some stories. So whoever was with me near the bear pits, who said I'm here or at H, are you able to come here and sit with me by the well?
Hearing movement. Okay, I have an old looking photograph. There's a man and then a younger child. I can't tell if a young boy or girl. I mean, maybe both of them are children, but I feel like it's a man. Old-timey photo. Obviously, like, not medieval torture dungeon vibes from this. Like 1800s vibes here. You from the castle?
Hi guys, we're sitting by the well. Sitting by the well. We're sitting by the well. Maybe that. Pet. You know what's weird? You know, I feel like the word pet's a bit random and maybe not relevant, but we did get the word cat earlier when we'd just been discussing cats off camera. Might not be relevant, I know, but I'm just trying to draw the connections that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing like we were talking about cats, I was just talking about dogs, we got the word cat, we got the word pet. It's just weird. I mean, I don't know of any stories relating to a pet or an animal, but who knows? Maybe some of these animals are precious to the people that live in this castle.
Hello? Bona?
What was this well used for? Obviously water, but can you tell me about why it was built here, perhaps?
Look.
Look in the well. You want me to look in the well? Okay. Oh god, guys, I'm risking our cameras for this. I don't think you're going to see much. Let's have a look. Brighten up that infrared camera. I'm just going to hold on to the camera as well, because Amy will kill me if I drop this shit. I'm looking. What am I looking for?
We did continue to question the spirits, but there was no further response and images had become quiet for me too. But it had been a real dream come true to investigate Corvin Castle and into the supposed cell where some say Vlad Tepes was imprisoned, and just tried to connect with the spirits of such a magnificent place. And if you enjoyed joining us for the investigation, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video, but also check you're subscribed with all notifications turned on for this channel, as you won't want to miss what we have coming up. Starting with a location that has never been investigated on YouTube before, a place that saw likely thousands of deaths and turned into a truly freaky night for us. You won't want to miss the next paranormal investigation on AmysCrypt. We did it!
Made it.
We did Corvin's Castle.
Corvin's Castle.
There's like some random cat that's just joined us out here as well.
Kitty cat.
Which is funny because we've got cat. That was like our first response.
Oh, while I was doing my bit near the well, I got pet. And I was just talking about the dogs barking in the distance, and that came through.
Well,
So-
I think the cats are pets.
The thing is, they seem random words, but together they actually seem related to one another, so I don't know.
Tonight has been incredible. I can't wait to show you that Estes with the translator. Like it was weird.
We've never, I think, actually, sorry, we have done it before. We tried it at Bran recently, I think, but we haven't made the episode yet. So I'm not sure how it will come out. But I feel like we learned from that, and I think this one sounds like more effective, right?
Oh, kitty. Hello.
Should I touch him?
Yeah, a little pat.
Anyway.
So cat is relevant because we just patted a cat then.
Kitty cat.
But yeah, the Estes was really cool. I had some really good things on Sear. I feel like I heard some things down there in the dungeon. Just the castle, guys, magnificent.
Oh, we also filmed a bonus Patreon and YouTube members only video in the kitchen. We also took them on a really cool balcony with a really cool view. And then we ventured to a secret room area of the castle that is not open to the public.
And was like discovered in recent times.
So
pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's links below for that, and existing YouTube members and Patreon, you hopefully would have already seen it because we're going to release it before this video.
But please guys, make sure you're subscribed, turn on all notifications for this channel. Like we've got a lot of other places like it. I don't know if you can get better than this though, but I mean, we actually have some that are probably scarier than this, right? Coming up. So a lot of scary content, a lot of cool content. We're going to places that no one else really goes to. So we're trying to differentiate out here. So please show some support, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You can read some more about this place on my website, AmysCrypt.com. And we posted the bonus video. Patreon, YouTube members are linked below. Follow us on social media.
On all of them.
All of them.
Except Snapchat.
Yeah, we don't with Snapchat. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.